Hey guys, welcome back to Downtown Crown Wine and Beer Feature of the Week. Today we have Ben Page from Kysela Imports. He's their craft beer manager. Welcome, Ben. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
He represents a bunch of craft brands that Dave will get into.
Yeah, Ben has an awesome book. Some of the brands you might be familiar with: Perennial Artisan Ales out of St. Louis. They make some really unique, cool beers. Saucony Creek up in Pennsylvania has a really interesting portfolio. Their Maple Mistress is a big pumpkin beer for the fall season. And Clown Shoes up in Massachusetts has an extensive portfolio of beers ranging in all different styles. Ben, can you tell us something about some of the brands that you represent?
Sure, I'll start with Perennial. They're a really cool brewery, really small, brewing on a super small system. The Jack Rose is the latest one that they came out with, latest beer. They release a new beer every single month. So there's always something cool to try, and sometimes people like to do tastings with them. This is called the Jack Rose. It's based off of a cocktail bar in DC called Jack Rose, and it's based off the classic cocktail, the Jack Rose, which utilizes Applejack brandy, grenadine, and lime juice. So there is they brew it with about 20% apple juice, cherries, and limes. It's a definitely interesting beer. It's kind of geared towards the cocktail drinker and the craft beer drinker. One of their biggest releases, and that'll be coming out in the first week of December, is Abraxas. It's a Mexican chocolate mole stout. Basically, has
the beer that everybody goes absolutely crazy for.
Yes, yeah. I make a lot of friends and a lot of enemies at the same time when allocating it out every year.
But we're friends because we're going to.
Yes, you guys are friends. So I always give you some. Yes.
Great.
So Saucony Creek, they're a relatively new brewery, about maybe 3 years old now. They hit a home run with this Maple Mistress. What they do is they roast butternut squash at the brewery and then ferment it with spices. They call it pirate spices, so kind of like pirate rum spices, I guess is what they're trying to conjure up. But then they also ferment it with maple syrup. So it's a nice strong 9.5, 10% alcohol beer that's just has that sweetness of maple and the pumpkin spice, and it's just a really crazy beer.
It's
very popular.
Yeah, it goes crazy. And then Clown Shoes we just picked up this year, and it's just been gangbusters in the state of Maryland.
I would agree with you on our end.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going through Space Cake like crazy.
Yeah.
And this is a beer that really showcases the mosaic hops. It's 9% alcohol, so. And what do you guys sell it for? I mean, it's a great price.
$8.99 for 22 ounces. But before we talk about Space Cake, how about their other beers like their mango?
Oh yeah,
Kolsch,
so we get a lot of special releases from them as well. They did a mango Kolsch. They did a barley wine that was aged in Pierre Ferrand cognac barrels.
The Rex.
The Rex is aged in bourbon barrels. You guys are going to be getting a beer. I'm sending it next week to you guys called Flight of the Angry Beast.
What's that?
It is it's another imperial stout, but it's been aged in.
Isn't it blended with a barley wine?
It's like blended with barley wines from Scotch barrels, bourbon barrels, and what is it, a rye barrel? It's 3 different barrel blends of beers. So it
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So we do have a treat for ourselves today. We're actually going to be tasting the Space Cake and talking about it. So here, let's do this
For you guys.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So like I said, this is in 9% alcohol, so
Look at that.
it gets you where you need to be. You can drink 2 bombers of it if you want. But it really showcases the mosaic hop. So just
Cheers.
nice cheers. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you, man.
It's big, juicy
No,
pineapple.
thanks for
top.
bringing Clown Shoes down to Maryland because ever since we've carried it, it's been such a hit. Anytime someone sees Space Cake on draft, especially IPA drinkers,
Yeah,
bam,
the whole
bam.
bar will be drinking Space Cake.
Yeah, that's what Dave was saying to me. Now I've had a lot of luck, and it's been going strong. And I mean, they told me that they're going to have 6 barrel releases throughout the 2016 year. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming up.
And
And
you put out a lot of different beers, it seems like.
yeah, they do a lot of stouts and a lot of IPAs, and because that's what people are really looking for. They like that style of beer.
What was the Clown Shoes rep's name?
You met Phil.
What was his nickname?
Filthy.
Filthy.
Yeah, good dude.
He was in a heavy metal band. If you're watching, Phil, here's to you.
Anyways, thank you so much, Ben, and thank you
you
for
again.
providing us a beer.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.